Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Robert Carter here. I'm speaking to you from Dalton, just outside the picturesque and iconic Lake District, where I've returned to the construction site of the new mosque, which is being built in Dalton. This project has come along fantastically well, and as you can see, I speak to you today from the roof of this three-story complex, and behind me you can see the stunning view which our Muslim brothers and sisters will be able to enjoy and to see when they come here and pray in the future when the site is complete, inshallah. Now, this mosque and the organizers behind the project have faced a campaign of hate and harassment from far-right forces. There's been protests outside the site where outside far-right groups, agitators and activists have been coming to try and upset the project, to try and get it cancelled or scrapped somehow.
Right, boys, listen up. You have sold your soul. You have sold Britain for 30 pieces of silver. Every one of you is a traitor to Britain.
They're even investing in lawfare. They're trying to get experts to go over the paperwork, the documentation, the approvals, everything, trying to find any excuse to try and cause problems for the project. So they're using lawfare, they're inciting, they're using social media campaigns of hate to try and peddle Islamophobic tropes and conspiracies against this site and against the Muslims who are behind it. But the fact of the matter is that this project is continuing, it hasn't been stopped, and alhamdulillah, it's reaching the tail end of the construction work now. So there's two important reasons to support this project. First and foremost, the Islamophobes, the far-right agitators, all of the divisive and hateful forces that exist in British society, they don't want this project to finish. So of course we want to get it finished for that reason alone, just to upset them. But also, this is going to be probably one of the most beautiful and fantastically located mosques in the entire country. This is going to benefit not just the Muslim community, but also locals as well.
I'm a committed Christian. I belong to the Church of England. I worship regularly, and I feel, as someone much more famous than I, the late Joe Cox, a Labour MP, said, there's far more that unites us than divides us. And I think it was you in your opening words said, you know, that we're all from the same God. It's all about love, which I know Islam's all about. And it really saddens me to see people so full of hate, really. And I don't use that word very often, but I think it's very appropriate in this case, because it's about loving your neighbour as yourself. I mean, that's what God said, that's what Jesus said. And it's also about trying to walk a mile, I think, in other people's shoes, understanding the situation that they're in, trying to be empathic. And I think we all need to show a little bit more kindness and compassion. And I think the world would perhaps be a much better place if we did.
I think people should be able to, practice their religion. A name like Brendan had an Irish background. I'm the son of an immigrant, and I know that there was anti-Catholic prejudice. Churches not built on the main streets other than the Anglican churches, etc. So in that sense, it's not a new thing. But this, latest stuff and the extent to which it's been run against the Islamic Centre in Dalton, I find is just ludicrous, when it's obvious we should be allowing people to have places to meet and to worship.
Christianity in this part of the world, it comes from a Celtic tradition, a tradition of being rooted in the local community, and that's exactly what we see with the Islamic Centre. It's people worshipping from the local community, in the local community. Jesus was all about welcoming the stranger. We know that at the minute people of colour, people who are migrants, are struggling in our country with this lack of tolerance, and we know that that's who Jesus would have been hanging out with. God is love.
I can say from personal experience that the overwhelming majority of Muslims are good, honest people. They're hardworking, tax-paying. They have integrated into this country, and they believe in good, wholesome, traditional values, which have actually been lost here in the UK, that we would have held very dear once upon a time. And, you know, there is no agenda to destroy or take over Britain. This is a fallacy. This is a lie. This is something which is peddled by grifters, essentially, and populists who are trying to scapegoat a religious minority in order for their own selfish gains. They're trying to gain power, they're trying to gain money, they're trying to gain fame and influence. And the best way to do that at the moment is to peddle lies, hate, and conspiracies about Islam and Muslims. The Muslim community here, which is small, which is modest, which is behind this project, has no agenda, no secret aims or ambitions other than to have a place where they can worship the creator of the universe, the one who they believe is responsible for all of this natural beauty which exists around us, and to give back to the community which they have integrated into. Mosques have a long track record of doing positive work in the community, not just for Muslims, but for non-Muslims too. And that is exactly what this establishment will end up doing, I can assure you, once it is complete. What is the harm in letting a local community of Muslims who are majority doctors working in the local hospital, which save lives, from getting a quiet place, a modest-sized establishment, not a mega mosque, an ordinary-sized mosque, which they're putting a lot of work into to make it look pretty and picturesque, to fit in with the local landscape, to complement the area. What is the harm in letting them build a little humble place where they can worship the creator of the universe, the one responsible for all of this natural beauty? What is the harm in that, really?